Get comfortable being alone. Don't fiend to just be with somebody. Everything does not last forever. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is forever. And I think what was the third point, y'all? What was the third thing I said? What was it? All three. All right, y'all. What's good? What's good? I feel like Georgia is just always raining, bro. Like, it's so weird because, like, sometimes it'll literally be sunny the whole day. And then as soon as, like, around 5, 6 o'clock hit, sometimes you don't even, really just don't know. Another journal entry. I just want to talk about being 25 and what I've learned so far at the age of 25 and some of the hard things I've learned at the age of 25. Just some things that I look back on at this age and just kind of things that I've gone through and what I've learned, you know what I'm saying, what I've been learning. So the biggest thing that I've learned at this age is that nothing is promised, nothing lasts forever. I've lost my best friend in college over the summer. It was a span of like a couple months. And that definitely, I think, kind of showed me like literally nothing is promised. And he was a healthy dude. He played football in high school, worked out together, would go to the dining commons all the time. It's just like a normal 22-year-old, or I think it was like, like we're just normal 22-year-old, 21-year-olds, normal dudes in our 20s, right? No, yeah. And then like that, you know what I'm saying? He was gone due to a very rare sickness. Parents got divorced. I was in a relationship back when I was in college. It was long distance. I was in a relationship for 3 or 4 years, and I thought that was going to last forever. Like, this is amazing. And here I am now. Definitely a big lesson of just knowing that, like, yeah, not everything lasts forever. Lost my job. That felt like a job that I truly thought, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be doing this for a while. This is going to be one of those things where, I move up. I've already got promotions, XYZ. And it was gone overnight. Nothing lasts forever, man. Like, it's truly nothing in this world lasts forever. Once I started realizing that, I think I just began to appreciate a lot of the little things more and just appreciate the things that I do have for the time being while I have it. Because again, like nothing lasts forever. And then I think another big thing for me that I've been learning is that when I tell you, going through what I went through recently with a divorce and going through a traumatic relationship experience and trying to go through this healing process and everything like that, it really opened my eyes to realize that everybody is truly not your friend. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, everyone's not your friend, like be on guard, like nah. You just kind of realize like literally not everyone is trying to be your friend. Sometimes people literally are just cool with you because it makes them feel better about themselves for some reason, or maybe you got something that they benefit from and whatever the case is. But truly, everyone is not your friend. I remember going through this situation with the divorce. There was a person that I was cool with, and a lot of people actually know who this person is. But yeah, like I did sports, like photo shoots with this person, whatever the case is. And, I think for me, going through what I went through and then opening up on here and then to have this person like kind of show me that they really wasn't my friend and they just kind of went a whole nother route. And I just kind of I didn't really say anything because I was just kind of like, it is what it is. I spoke my little piece of just like, I'm allowed to speak up, but you realize like a lot of people are really just not sometimes always looking for the good, and they're not always have the best intentions. And yeah, like everyone is really not your friend, bro. And when I tell you, like, I'm the biggest, you know what I'm saying, I would say I'm working out of it now, but I was like the biggest people pleaser. And I would always just say, yeah, I can do that, or yeah, it's cool. Like, even though if I know I really don't want to do it, or it's going to really mess me up in terms of just like, you know what I'm saying, maybe I really just don't have the time to do it, but I'll end up doing it anyway, then find myself like, dang, why did I go and do that, just to, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe fit in, to make someone feel good, or I don't want to hurt, you know what I'm saying, just all types of stuff. I think at 25, I've realized that growing up, I struggled with that, and then it kind of carried over into my adult years. But now I'm realizing that, you know what I'm saying, everyone is not your friend, and I don't need to be people pleasing to everybody. I don't need to be saying yes to everything. I've actually learned in this season of singleness, being by myself, like I've been saying like no to a lot more things, and just kind of like being okay with being by myself. Yeah, because I will say too, is like going through what I'm going through, you realize really like the nights that you dealing with this, the nights that you're crying, the nights that you're having having your struggles, whatever the case is, financially, whatever. Like, it's literally me and God. You know what I'm saying? So you really don't owe nobody nothing. Like, it's literally me and God, and these people, respectfully, they, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't know what you're going through. And it's not on them to know, but at the same time, you just got to realize it's like, everyone's not your friend. Everyone's not trying to. Sometimes, like, I think for me too, is like, I have too big of a heart where it's like, I'll give people the benefit of the doubt so much to where I'm taking stuff from people. I'm taking like disrespect. I'm taking like certain behaviors, and I would just give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, maybe they're having a bad day. Then they'll do it again, and I'm like, maybe I did something wrong. And I think going through what I went through recently with that relationship situation, it has definitely shown me to not be a people pleaser and realize everyone is really not your friend. I just also been like, I think the last thing I'll say is like, I've really begin to find peace in being by myself. You know what I'm saying? I begin to really fall in love with the craft of what I'm doing. And I've been able to fall in love with just taking care of myself and loving myself more, and to just discover myself more and become more firm in the identity that God has given me, become more confident. And I think you really only find that out by being by yourself and not trying to fill up space and fill up loneliness with other people. At the age of 25, I've definitely learned that, it's okay to be alone. It's okay to just be by yourself, learn yourself, be comfortable being by yourself. And I think I'm getting to a place now where I understand my worth. I understand what I bring to the table. I understand what type of person, what type of man I want to be, and what type of man I am. And I think I've only got to this point because of me being alone. And now I'm in a point now where it's like, I'm not saying I'll never want to date again, but low key, it's like, I'm in no rush to be dating anybody. I'm in no rush to, have someone come into my space and to now have to adjust to them, unless they are truly adding value to my life and they're actually making me a better person, or if it truly makes sense. Because now I'm at a point where it's like, I'm not going to be like fooling around type of thing. Like, either this person is actually good for me or they're not. It's not I'm gonna give them another chance. I'm gonna see. I'm like, nah. It's like, either I know that I know, or it's just I don't. Like, as simple as that. It's either like, yeah, this person's good for me. Like, this person brings value to my life. This person's adding to me. Like, it's adding to my life. But if this person is not doing that, it's an immediate no. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like saying no and standing up for myself. And in just this short amount of time, I'm realizing like I'm loving the process. I'm loving the journey that I'm on. I'm loving the time that I have with God. I'm loving all these different things. If God allows me to date again, if God allows me to get married, I am okay with taking my time. I'm okay with slowing down now. I'm okay with just, accepting where I'm at. And I'm not really seeking it anymore, if that makes sense. Like, it will happen if it's meant to happen. Like, it'll happen. If it don't, it just don't. And I'm okay with that. And I think that's a good feeling to say out loud, because I used to really just idolize being married. And I used to just love and just yearn after being in a relationship and just wanting to be with somebody. But now I'm in a place now where it's like, I really don't want to. I don't crave it no more, if that makes sense. I'm not really craving it. I'm more so just so locked in on what God has put before me. Yeah, all these things that I've said too is like definitely made me more grateful and just like appreciative. And I love me, and I love God, and I love what He's doing right now. Even though it seems very uncertain and seems scary, but I trust it. I trust Him, and we keep on pushing through. Get comfortable being alone. Don't fiend to just be with somebody. Everything does not last forever. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is guaranteed. Nothing is forever. And I think what was the third point, y'all? What was the third thing I said? Or was it all three? Nothing lasts forever. Oh, everybody is not your friend. So yeah, nothing lasts forever. Everybody is not your friend. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody. I don't need to be people pleasing. You don't need to be saying yes to everything. You know what I'm saying? Love yourself enough to say no. Number 3, I would say just get comfortable, like I said, being alone and being to yourself, and thriving in that, and getting to know yourself more and getting to know who God's called you to be. But yeah, that's another video diary, another journal entry. I love y'all as usual, and I'll see y'all in the next video.